Again to my channel. I'm still your brother Izo Erike. Okay, before you start out, what are you going to do? What are you going to prepare? What are you going to put on the ground so that you wouldn't make mistakes or so that you wouldn't get hooked by anything? All right, that's what we're going to be looking at in this particular video. Okay, before you start out, consider your project as a building project. Right now, the first thing you're going to do is to get your domain name. Your domain name is like the land you are, is like the address of the land you are buying. Right, get your domain name and the hosting name. Get your design approved. What am I trying to say at this point in time? Get your domain name, that is your license number. Okay, uh, your license number, and then you are going to many a times when you are getting your domain name, it comes with a hosting account. All right, so what we're trying to say is that your domain name might quite immediately be associated with a web server. That is where you are hosting your website. All right, okay, so you get your domain name, get it ready and keep it. All right, now you need to get your design approved. Of course, you may need a site architect for this course, but that site architect might be you. It might be you. Okay, so when we begin to do a hands-on, I'm going to show you how to design and several tips you're going to put on ground in order to have your site laid out. But all of those things you may need to have on with pen on paper on ground so that your design will be seamless. All right, okay, next, before you start out, as a site architect, you need to consider the following in your design. That is when you are actually putting a design up of what your website will look like. Number one thing you're needing to look at is, who are my audience? Who are my audience? Are they males? Are they females? Are they old? Are they young persons? What's their age bracket? All right. This will inform you, will inform the following choices. Number one, what will your color scheme be like? If they are females, what is their age range? What is the color scheme that will fit them? All right. Now, what the graphics? What kind of pictures? What kind of movies am I going to introduce in the website? You know, when you are doing something that, when you are designing a site that is targeted at people of mid ages, about 50, 60 years, and then you are actually using cartoons to make your pictures, you would already know that you're failing because they wouldn't appreciate it. So you need to know how to choose your color scheme with respect to the age bracket, with respect to the kind of people, the gender of the people that you are targeting on your website. That is the gender that your business is targeted to. All right. Now you look at the font size and the color, and also styling. Some persons might not appreciate good stylings, especially when it gets to do with old age. And when you overstyle your font for people, for old people, you will discover that some of them are already having sight impediments and they may not be able to read whatsoever you're presenting. So you are going to be considering all of these choices based on the people that your business is targeted at. And then that will also inform your spacing. Now, you are going to also consider the nature of your business. What is the color scheme that is associated with your business? You know, and then you talk about the location. Where is my business located? Where is my business located? Now, emphasis, words that need to be given boosts when you are looking at your business, when you're looking at your website. What is it that you want people to see first? Now, when you look at those things that people are going to be seeing first, you are going to give it emphasis. You are going to make the font color or font size to increase and rather make it shouting also. All right. So you can get all these parameters by visiting your competitor's website. You can as well use their color scheme. All right. So what you're going to do is search out who are my competitors in business. All right. And then when you have come to understand those that are really your competitors, what you're going to do is to try to design your site to at least match their own, and then you put some certain things that will make your own site outstanding. All right. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is you need to ensure is legality in the use of your emphasis, in the use of your emphasis. That's the size of your font, whether places you need to use the header size, maybe heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. You need to maintain regularity. All right. So another thing, emphasis on the words you give more attention than others. All right. Now another thing is that you need to ensure the color you use for your call to action. Now if you have several call to actions, you need to maintain the same color. For instance, you have login button somewhere, you have call now, you have enroll now in several areas of your website. You need to make sure that they have the same color scheme. Now, you might need to select the color number and use it. Now, when we proceed with hands-on, you will get to understand what I mean by all these things. All right. Okay. Now you need to look at what are the devices that will be accessing my website. Is it a PC? Is it a tablet? Is it a phone? All right. Now, this thing will make you to actually design what each particular device will access in your when the person uses a particular device to actually access your website. For instance, the call to action button may show call now whenever the person is using something like a phone. All right. And then you might use email us when the person is actually browsing from a tablet or from a phone. Okay. That's what we mean. Okay, so you need to ensure all of these things before we start out. All right, so we say before you start out, get your domain name and your hosting account, get your design approved, make sure everything is set before you go on. Now, this involves the writings, I mean the text, so that the text that you'll be needing in this stuff. So you are needing to get perhaps a hard copy of your website design, and whatever you are going to place in there before you start out. All right. Okay. So you need to know who your audience are, and then what suits them at every particular point in time. Then you need to ensure regularity on whatever you are using at every point in time. You need to put into consideration the device that your users are using to access your website. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. So next we are going to start dealing with the hands-on. First, we are going to start getting our stuffs ready for us to actually dive into this. All right. Okay. God bless you. Remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you wouldn't lose out on new notification. If you have problems or difficulties understanding whatever I've taught you, so please use the comment button below and then I'll get back to you. Okay? Thank you very much.